Welcome again to Math 800 Pre-Algebra. Today we are doing section 7.1, the basics of percent. Our objectives: 1. To learn the meaning of percent. 2. To write percents as decimals. 3. To write decimals as percents. 4. To write percents as fractions. 5. To write fractions as percents. And lastly, 6. To use 100% and 50%. The meaning of percent. A percent is a ratio with a denominator of 1. Percent means per 100. That root word cent is the same as cents. There's 100 cents in a dollar, or century. There's 100 years in a century. So per cent is per 100, or how many out of 100. The symbol we use for percent is the two circles with the slash through it. So something like this is read as 15%. Write a percent to describe each situation. You left a $15 tip when the bill was $100. You left 15 per the $100, or 15 out of $100, which is 15%. You pay $7 in tax on a $100 MP3 player. So $7 per $100, or 7 over 100, which is 7%. You earn 89 points on a 100-point math test. You got 89 out of 100, or 89 over 100, which will be 89%. So percent means per 100. Writing a percent as an equivalent decimal. To convert from a percent to a decimal, you drop the percent symbol and divide by 100. So 25% means 25 per 100. And per is another word for division. So 25% means 25 divided by 100. When you do this division, you get 0.25. Remember, when you multiply or divide by 100, you're just moving the decimal place. So when we divide by 100, you're just moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. Example: write each percent as a decimal. 47%. 47% is 47 divided by 100, which is 0.47. 3% is 3 divided by 100, which is 0.03. 28.2% would be 28.2 divided by 100, which is 0.282. 100% would be 100 divided by 100, which is 1. So 100% is equal to 1, which makes sense because 100% of something is just one whole thing. So if I ate 100% of a pizza, I ate the whole pizza. Or if you get 100% of something, you get all of that thing. 135% is 135 divided by 100, which is 1.35. Example: write each percent as a decimal by dropping the percent symbol and moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. So recall that dividing by 100, all we did was move the decimal 2 places to the left. Since that will always be true, and since we are always dividing by 100, we can kind of skip this middle step and simply move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So 17%, the decimal point is after the ones place. It always is. And then you move it 2 places to the left and you drop the percent symbol. Notice it's very important that once you move the decimal that the percent symbol drops. 17% is equal to 0.17, not 0.17%. 160%, the decimal again is after the ones place. Move it 2 places to the left and you get 1.60. 4.9%, the decimal is already in the problem. Move it 2 places. Notice in this case we had to add in a 0 so that we had 2 places to move. A quick note that percents over 100 are perfectly fine. If you've been told before that you can't have percents over 100, that would be in a probability class. In a probability class, no, you cannot have percents over 100. But in any other place, percents over 100 are perfectly acceptable. Writing a decimal as a percent. To write a decimal as a percent, you multiply by 100 and attach the percent symbol. A quick note: just as we could easily divide by 100 by moving the decimal, you can also multiply by 100 by moving the decimal. In general, when you are going from a percent to a decimal, you divide by 100 and that moves the decimal place 2 places to the left. The way I remember it is your decimal point no longer wants to be a percent, so he's running away from the percent symbol. So he's going to the left, away from the percent symbol, towards decimalhood. When you have a decimal that wants to become a percent, your decimal point is running towards the percent symbol. He wants to be a percent, so he's heading to the right. And it's always 2 places. Write each decimal as a percent. So 0.21, we're going to multiply by 100, which just moves it 2 places to the right. and we get 21%. Notice how you attach the percent symbol. 0.21 is not the same as 21, it's the same as 21%. This example, they dropped the decimal point, but it's up to you if you want to keep it or not, as long as it would be in the correct place, which is after the ones placed. You would not have the decimal here in front of the 2. 0.59, move that 2 places and it's 59%. 1.92, move it 2 places and you get 192%. 2.5, move it 2 places. Notice in this case we had to have a 0 so that we had enough places. That's okay. We get 250%. Writing a percent as a fraction. To write a percent as a fraction, drop the percent symbol and write the number over 100. Then write the fraction in lowest terms. Basically, remember that percent means per 100. So if you have 25%, that's 25 over 100. Then divide both top and bottom by 25 and we get 1/4. So 25% is the same as 1/4. It's up to you whether you want to write your final answer as a mixed number or as an improper fraction, but make sure you read the directions in MyMathLab carefully. MyMathLab can be a little pickier than I am. Our first example is 76%. That's 76 over 100. We can divide both top and bottom by 4, and we get 19 over 25. 150% is 150 over 100. Divide top and bottom by 50, and we get 3/2, or 1.5. Again, I will accept either, but read the directions in MyMathLab. Write each percent as a fraction in lowest terms. 15.5%. This will be 15.5 over 100. When you're working with decimals and fractions, you need to first multiply by 10 or 100 in order to get the decimal to be a whole number. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by 10 to get 155 over 100, or I'm sorry, 1,000. And now we divide both top and bottom by 5, and we get 31 over 200. B, 33.33%. So this is 33.33 over 100. Remember that this is just a division, so we can rewrite it as 100 over 3 divided by 100. And 33.33, if we convert it to an improper fraction, is 100 over 3. Then divided by 100 is written as thus. You multiply by its reciprocal. In this case, the hundreds cancel out, and we get 1/3. So 33.33% is simply 1/3. To write a fraction as a percent, you multiply by 100 and attach the percent symbol. So 2/5 as a percent. Multiply by 100%. 100 is 100 over 1. We can break 100 down as 5 times 20. The reason we do that is because then the 5s will cancel out neatly, and we get 40 over 1, which is just 40%. You also could have simply done the long division. Do 2/5. When you do this long division, you get 0.4, and then move the decimal 2 places. It's up to you whether you want to keep it as a fraction and work with it as a fraction, or whether you want to do long division. It's all about what you're good at. If you're good with fractions, go this route. If you're better with long division, go this route. Write 5/8 as a percent. If we multiply by 100, we get 5/8 times 100 over 1%. 100 I'm going to break down as 4 times 25, and 8 is 2 times 4. I do this because then my 4's cancel. 5 times 25 is 125, 2 times 1 is 2, and then we would write this as the mixed number 62.5%. Had you done the long division, you would have gotten 0.625, and you move the decimal place 2 places, and you get 62.5%. I would accept either answer. Write 1/6 as a percent, multiply by 100, break 100 down to be 2 times 50, and 6 down to be 2 times 3. The 2's cancel. I get 50 over 3, or 16 2/3%. Had you done the long division, you would have had 1.66666 with the 6's repeating. When you move the decimal, you get 16.66666 repeating, which is 16 2/3%. Lastly, we're going to use 100% and 50%. So our first question is, what is 100% of 42? Well, 100% is all of the money, sorry, $42. So 100% of $42 is $42. What is 100% of 9 miles? Again, 100% would be all of the miles, so 100% of 9 miles is 9 miles. I know this seems a little silly, But if you understand what 100% really means, it will make some of our application problems make more sense, and it also makes more sense when we deal with percents over 100. If 100% is all of something, then if you have a percent greater than 100, like 150%, you're going to have all of it plus some extra, so you're actually going to wind up with more than the whole original 100%. What is 50% of 42? 50% is half of the money, so half of 42 is $21. What is 50% of 9 miles? 50% is half of the miles, which is 4.5 miles. That concludes section 7.1. Your next steps are to complete the worksheet for section 7.1, then check the key for that worksheet, then complete the online homework for 7.1 through My Math Lab, and then start on section 7.2.